Hello children, now I came with my another video, that is the characteristic of the three states of matter. Okay, so here you can see there are three states of matter: solid, liquid and the gas, what you are going to study. Here is the properties of solids. One by one I will explain you that what are the properties of solid along with the experiment. Okay. Now first property what is given in your book is the all solids occupy space. That means wherever the solids are kept, they will occupy that particular area, okay, or that space. So here in this one, first experiment is this, that you have to take one funnel, okay, measuring funnel, measuring cylinder you can say, and it will be filled with water. Okay, as you have done, I have told you in the previous video also. So here first it will be filled with water to a particular mark, okay, and then a stone is immersed in the cylinder. As you will dip this stone, then what will happen, the level rises, okay, and when you will remove it, it will come back again, the level of water comes back on its own position. Okay, so this proves that the stone pushes the water out and occupies its space, okay, and that's why the water rises. Okay, hence all solids occupy space. Now next one is all solids have mass. Okay, mass is what, how much of molecules are present in that particular substance. Okay, so a solid placed on one side of the balance, here we will take one balance, and one side, one pan, it will be empty, and another one we will keep something on this, okay, any solid thing. Okay, here they have kept the potato. Okay, potato you can see. So what happens, wherever this potato is kept on that particular pan, that tilts down. Why? Because of the heaviness. Okay, because of the heaviness it tilts down. That means it is having the some sort of mass. Okay, so solids have mass. Since this one is empty, so no solid is here, obviously this shows that solids have mass. Now children, another one is the all solids have definite volume. Okay, so when a solid is placed in any container filled with water, what happens? It displaces the same amount of water. Here the container is filled with water and you have put the block. As you have put the block, what happened? The water level rises. Okay, so if you will calculate, or if you will notice the amount of whatever the amount of water rising, that will be equal to the volume of the solid, okay, what you have immersed, what you have put inside the container. So this concludes that the solid displaces water and retain its own volume. So all solids have a definite volume. Next property is the solids have a definite shape. Okay, so a solid placed in an empty container retain its own shape, or wherever it will be kept, they will have the their own shape. If it will be kept in a bottle, okay, they will have the same shape. It will not attain the shape of the bottle. Okay, it will not change their shape, it will remain as it is. And the last one is what, here all solids are highly rigid and generally not compressible. If you are pressing any solid substance, okay, solid block is there, best example is of block, so wooden block, so it cannot be pressed or squeezed with the hand, okay, by any other mass. So here we conclude that solids are highly rigid and usually incompressible. Now if one question arises that in your mind, that how, in what category the sponges will be. Okay, because you know the sponges, they are having so many spaces in between, so though they are considered as solid, but it can be squeezed. Okay, but as you will leave it, it will come back on its own position. Okay, but it will not, once it will be compressed, but it is just because inside that there will be small you can say the air spaces are there. Okay, similarly, you might notice that, or you will have a question in your mind that what is rubber band? Rubber band can change its shape. Okay, but you see, when you are applying the pressure on the rubber band or you are stretching it, then only it is changing its shape. Otherwise, it will come back on its own position. Okay, so that also will be considered as a solid only. Okay, so don't get confused between in some examples. Okay, they are also considered as a solid only. Now children, next I'm going to explain you about the properties of liquids. First property is all liquids occupy space. Okay, already you have seen in the experiment that the previous one, the measuring cylinder is filled with the water to the mark, and when solid is immersed in water, the level rises up. Okay, after taking out the solid from water, the level of water falls back to its initial position. So here the solid pushes the liquid out and occupies its space. So if the solid is pushing the liquid out, that means liquid is also having the same kind of property what solid is having. Okay, and when it is taken out, then again the liquid comes back to its own position. So that means the liquid also occupy the space. So one example, one experiment can show both, that the solid occupies a space and the liquid also occupies a space, because this is the main evidence. Okay, this is the evidence. This proves that because the rising level of water proves both, that the solid also occupies a space as liquid. Now children, next is all liquids have mass. As you have done in solid, you have taken one balance. Okay, here also another balance is there, in which beakers are kept, one side empty beaker and another side beaker filled with water. Okay, so here the liquid is there. So again, where the water is present, that will get tilted down because of some heaviness. So that means it has mass. This liquid has mass. Okay, and similarly all liquids have mass. Now next, talking about the definite volume. Okay, all liquids have definite volume. So best experiment is that suppose you have taken one glass of water filled with water. Okay, a glass filled with water. So this much amount is there. Suppose 200 ml of water is present in this glass. Okay, and the same amount of water, if you are pouring it in a bowl, if the volume of this particular bowl is less than 200 ml, then what will happen? When you pour the liquid, then only that much amount of liquid will be inside and rest will remain outside, or it will get spilled out. Okay, so and if you will take, it is in case of when the volume of bowl is less than 200 ml. Okay, and if it will be more than 200 ml, then remaining part will be empty. Okay, some part will be empty or it will be half filled, like that. So that means when it is poured in any other container, it will not change its volume. That 200 ml will remain as 200 ml if it is poured in any other container. Okay, it's not like that the glass is filled, so same the bowl will also be filled. Okay, completely filled, and that same water, if you will put in the bucket bucket will have the 200 ml of water only, not more than that. Okay, so it will not change. So all liquids have definite volume. Now another property is all liquids have no definite shape. This is what you know very well. Okay, so here in liquid the particles can move about each other freely, but in a given area. Okay, in boundaries only. So here you can see the picture, glass filled with juice, and then it will be filled into the bottle, so it will take the shape of the bottle. Okay, and when it will be poured into the jug, it will take the shape of a jug. So what is that? Continuously you can see the shape of the liquid changes. Okay, what it does, it takes the shape of the container in which it is kept. Okay, so this proves that all liquids have no definite shape. That means the shape is indefinite. So we conclude that liquids have no definite shape. Liquids are slightly compressible and less rigid. When you will press the bottle, what will happen? The liquid will come little up. Okay. What does it mean? It is slightly compressible and less rigid. And here liquid placed in the plastic container can be squeezed slightly. Okay, so this proves that the liquid can be compressible, slightly compressible, because there will be some sort of intermolecular spaces in between. Okay, so this is about the liquids. Now children, let's move towards another state of matter, that is a gas. So here I am going to tell you the properties of gas. First property, all gases occupy space, that I had already explained in the previous video, activity 2, okay, where the gases occupy space. Next is all gases have mass. So here what you have to do, two balloons are separately placed on either side of the pan or the balance scale. An uninflated balloon is on the left side, this one, and an inflated balloon is on the right side. So here you can see the inflated balloon tilts the scale towards its side. Okay, that is the right side. So you can see that this balloon is not having any air inside. Okay, but as you have filled the balloon with the air, okay, what happens? There is some sort of heaviness on this. Okay, in this balloon. So here you can see the balance will tilt at the right side where the inflated balloon is kept. So this means there is some sort of mass. So this concludes that the scale tilts due to the mass of the gas present in the balloon. Now children, next is the gases have no definite volume. So a gas takes up the volume of any enclosed space, filling it up completely. So here the best example, you can see that the gas, LPG gas is there at your home, the cylinder, inside that gas is filled. Okay, so it is present in that particular cylinder. Okay, that is the enclosed space. Okay, but once it comes out, then you can smell it from the another room also. Okay, if the knob is remain open, so what happens? The gas comes out and then you will feel even if you are very far from the cylinder. So this means that the molecules reaches there only. Okay, molecules reach there and then you are able to feel the smell of the gas. So that means we can conclude that gases take up any volume and hence they have no definite volume. Next one is gases have no definite shape. So here you can see a gas take up the shape of any enclosed space, thus exhibit no definite shape. They will keep on changing their shape as they are having the different container or different volume. So their shape also get changes. And the last one is the gases are highly compressible and least rigid. Okay, so compressibility, that means you can easily apply the pressure. How you are able to apply the pressure? Because already the gases molecules are very far from each other. There are so much of intercellular spaces, intermolecular spaces in between. Okay, intermolecular spaces in between. The molecules are very far apart, so they can be brought little closer. Okay, or more closer, and when they will come more closer, then they can change their state also, that we will study later on. Okay, so compressibility is the property of being able to occupy less space. Gases can be highly compressed and least rigid. The best example is CNG, compressed natural gas. It is given there, natural gas, but it is in the compressed form. CNG, you know very well that is used for which purpose? Do you know? For the vehicles. Okay, CNG. Okay, that is the smoke free gas. Okay, so this is for the running of the vehicles. CNG filling stations also you might have seen. So it is what gases can be compressed. That is the quality, that is the property of the gases. So they are highly compressible and least rigid, An empty plastic container can be squeezed considerably. That is the common example. So students, hope you all have understood the topics. If you have any doubt or question, you can ask in the comment section below. And the remaining topics will be covered in the next videos. Please like, share it with your classmates, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you can get my latest updates. Thank you and take care.